Hey, it's Robin Crane, and I got a question today from one of my clients about how do I balance it all? How do I fit it all in when I have so much to do? And this is a client, her name is Bridget, and she is working her butt off. She's doing really great, but she knows there are things that she should be doing that she's not doing. And one of those things is that she's going networking, but she's not following up. And she's like, I know I should be following up, but I have all this to do and all that to do, and I don't have time to follow up. And so what I told her is that first of all, do not go to networking events if you're not willing to follow up, because the thing is that going to networking events, unless you're going there to talk to the most influential people in the room, which is a great strategy, to book a talk or to at least get introductions and meet other people who might be potential clients, then you're basically just going to chit chat with people. And if you're not willing to follow up, or you won't put it, not willing, because I know you're willing, but if you will not make it non-negotiable and put it in your calendar, then you're basically spending probably 10 hours on going and chasing and doing all these networking events that really do not get you the results. So it's not even worth it. And I gave her the analogy, and I'll give to you, is about really like putting the big rocks and I'm horrible at analogies, but basically in a bucket, right? So if you have big rocks and little pebbles and sand, and you start by putting the big rocks in, and then the smaller rocks, and then the pebbles, and then the sand, you can fit it all in. But if instead you put all the sand in first, and then you try to fit the pebbles and the little rocks and the big rocks, it won't fit. It just won't fit. So you have to make certain things, which I would call money-making activities, you have to make them completely non-negotiable. That means that the big rocks, which I would say if you're gonna go networking, which is a money-making activity, the follow-up part of networking has to be non-negotiable. That has to be one of your big rocks. So you must every day, if you're going to go, if you're going to go to a networking event, then the following days, every day after, let's say 3 days, you follow up with every single person you talk to, and you're either going to get an appointment, at least this is your goal, or you're going to drive them to an introduction, meaning they introduce you to someone. And I often talk to my femmes about this, like having the scripts to drive people to the next step. But you got to know, you have to have some mission-based language that talks about the problem and result, and then you got to drive them to either that appointment with you, or to introduce you or give you a referral to someone else. But if you don't do the follow-up, you might as well not go to your networking event. Unless you go to book talks and you talk to the most influential people in the room. But other than that, if you're not willing to do the follow-up, do not go to networking events. It just doesn't work. Okay, so in general, think of those big rocks. What are your money-making activities? Is it speaking? Is it making calls? Is it going to networking events plus follow-up? Whatever it is, make sure that stuff is non-negotiable. That goes into your schedule first. Then you can do the little rocks and the baby rocks, the pebbles and the sand. Okay, that will help you make money, because if you're not doing the money-making activities, you're not making money.